Hello, everyone. Oh, I forgot the lighting. I look ugly. I mean, I already did, but I've been gone for like a week and I already forgot how to do things. So anyway, I found out that Norway gives free education for bachelor's degrees. For foreigners, they would help them find a job and a place to live and all that shit. So I'm really thinking on that. Free degrees in Norway. Oh, well, never mind then. Apparently I was lied to this past week. So let's go through the pickups first before we go through these pictures. I got me a possum dog. Look at that. One of the best stickers ever made of mankind. This really reflects the human soul and everything we have to offer as a human race. I get a cute little frog. I got a picture that like really speaks to me, and that was done by Octogear, who she is a streamer. I got to talk to her for a little bit. You should check her out. I bought some keychains, some of these, while I was there to support a local anime business. Look at that, that's cute. Look at their mascot. But there was a couple things I wanted to do while I was there, and one of them was to get some manga. Then I had the opportunity to buy a Norwegian manga. I also found Pokemon, the first movie. Norwegian. So let's go to pickups for games. I ended up picking up Persona 4, baby, which has a different back and everything, and it also came with the soundtrack. I got Alone in the Dark, very good horror game, one of the few that are on the Wii. I got Persona 4 Arena. I found Persona 3, but they wanted like a couple $100, and no. Then I got Dead or Alive 2, which looks amazing. The art covers are pretty good. Lots of bikinis and stuff like that, because you know how this boy rolls. I got Brutal Legend, one of my favorite PlayStation 3 games of all time. It's the Jack Black game. If you guys haven't played it, I highly recommend it. I need to get back to it and play it. I got Trauma Center Second Opinion. Super clean copy. Like, it was so clean, I could not say no. Probably one of the hardest games on the Nintendo Wii, and probably one of the best games on the Nintendo Wii. The first game I actually ended up picking up was Monster Hunter Tri. Because Monster Hunter. That's it. Monster Hunter's good. One of the bigger things that I really picked up and I really enjoyed was this. Final Fantasy 13, for those who don't know, is probably my second favorite RPG. Let's see if I can, oh, that is a really tight fit. I'm just gonna leave that in there. And it has everything from the art book to the art cards to the soundtrack to just everything you could want. Also, you could win a free PS2 apparently. So if you guys just want to go ahead and take care of that, I say 100% go for it. So talk about the thing that got me stuck in customs. This was literally the out the door last minute purchase at Retro Messa. I bought this because I wanted Crunchy Mic. For the people who don't know, the Wii had a channel called We Speak, I think was the actual name of the channel, where you could basically like FaceTime people across the world if they had the same app. And that was the microphone they used for it. Going through the airport TSA, whatever they call it, TSA in Norway. My bag goes, instead of straight, it goes, dirt, and goes to the side. So I'm like, all right, cool. Something went off. I forgot there was like sunscreen or something. And they're like, can we throw this out? I was like, yeah, fuck it, throw it out. I'm going home anyway, don't need it. Then they pull this out. The lady could not comprehend that this is just a regular, like, microphone. She's like, can I open it? I'm like, yeah, you can open it. I don't care, it's sealed. Like, I didn't buy it to keep it sealed. I bought it to open and use. She just kept going on, like, thinking it was suspicious. It was suspicious. Then, thank God, there was a nerd that worked in their TSA. He saw that, you know, there was something going on. He came over to check. And then he saw this in her hand. And he was like, he talked to her Norwegian, and he was like, no, he's fine. He's like, here, go. Sorry about that, man. I was like, thank you. So yeah, I almost got stuck in Norway because I bought a fucking microphone. Who'd have thought? Look how small it is. Look at this. This is it. Just want to give a quick shout out to all my patrons. For $3 a month, aka a cup of coffee, they support me from behind the scenes. They help a lot of projects come to fruition, and you get to see a bunch of stuff that, you know, other people can't. So anyway, let's actually talk about the trip now. Norway was fun and eye-opening, let me tell you. Let's get this slideshow going. So here I was in the airport. One of us was paranoid that we would miss the flight, blah, 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 and traffic and all that stuff. We got there like 3 hours early. Apparently, Iceland Air doesn't open or do anything until, you know, 2 hours before their flight. As you can see, we had it was a nice landing. We didn't leave till the evening. It was dark. It was sad, depressing, but it was a good thing we were getting out of America, let me tell you. I missed a lot of things while I was gone, and thank God I did. Overall, the flight, it was smooth. I didn't have any problems. We ended up switching seats. We ended up actually benefiting from that. So I went from a packed 3-row to sitting in the very back last row of the plane by the window with no one beside me. And doing that for 6 hours was fantastic. But yeah, yep, the fuzzy look at, we love those fuzzy pictures, don't we? It was pretty nice to like see this. This is us like basically approaching Iceland. There's ice. I think we were over Greenland at this time, or part of the Arctic. So once we landed in Iceland, as soon as we got off the plane, they called our names to go to the reception checkout. And they were like, hey, you don't have any checked bags. Do you guys want to move up a flight to make it less room on the other one? The flight would be leaving in like 35 minutes. And we're like, f it, sure, we'll get to Norway sooner. To which we ended up being delayed an hour on that flight because people in Iceland are very nice and will wait and keep calling out people that refuse to show up. It took them an hour to get to their flight. I didn't take any pictures of Iceland. This is Norway. This is like as soon as you get there. Look at the mountain ranges and everything. It was beautiful. I don't know what the things are with the gnomes. I never looked into it, but they're like everywhere. It's probably some folklore or something, but there were gnomes everywhere. Gnomes, 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 gnomes. This was at the arrival. We were going to the train station. This is me just saying, hey, you know, we're going, we landed and blah, 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 blah. Public transportation's a beautiful thing. Something that does not exist here in the United States, and if it does, it's hardly functioning. We got delayed by an hour and some change when we had to take the transfer bus because unfortunately one of the roads was a 2-lane road on a bridge. Well, a guy with a dump truck, his wheels popped, so he took up half the bridge. On the way back, it took us like 15 minutes to get from station to station. It was great, but we got to the station that we were going to. More countryside looking. So this is us at that station waiting for the ride because it only comes every once half an hour here, and we missed the first one. So we waited about 20 minutes, and the next train showed up, and then we went about our way. It was really beautiful to see the countryside. I mean, look at that. It's just beautiful, man. Nice, clean air. And this is in Sandefjord. This is after we found out that we lost our hotel reservation. We got there, used Ryman's phone, pull up Google Maps, walk through the town. Very beautiful town, and I'll show you more videos and stuff of it later. Get to the hotel. You go, hey, I have a reservation. All right, cool. We got nothing. All right, what about Ryman? Use his real name. Nothing. All right, what about Retro Chris? You know, one of the people that, you know, put it on and helped us get the hotel. Nothing. Gave him the itinerary number. You were supposed to check in yesterday. What do you mean I was supposed to check in yesterday? It was for today. They're like, nope, you were supposed to be here yesterday. So I told Chris, he called him up, blah, blah, blah. They sold off our reservation, even though he called that morning. And they're like, yeah, it's here. They can come late. That is perfectly fine. Someone f***ing sold it out. So for being some hotel from 1690 whatever, they have shit customer service for doing that. Luckily, the guy was nice enough. He was able to help us find a local hotel half a mile to 0.8 miles away. We got there. They knew about us. We had one room for the night. No. We didn't sleep under a bush. So we ended up staying in that one hotel. And while we were there, I said, before we fucking eat, before we go do anything else, man, we need to find another hotel. To which we did. We ended up in the Hotel Atlantic, which they were amazing. Staff there was amazing. I got to know one guy by the name of Jan Eric. He was the guy that we dealt with at night. He was super helpful, super chill. He was one of the best people that we met while we were there, besides Chris and, you know, the Retro Messa staff. Nice. Speaking of which, there he is, everyone. Give this man a high five, by the way. A clap, a rounding applause, all that stuff. Because of this amazing person, we had a good time. After that whole debacle, I was like 36 hours and no sleep because the day before, went to bed at like 3 because I'm like, the flight doesn't leave till 8. Let me get some sleep. Then I received a call at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and 11 a.m. To which I streamed that day, as you all saw. So, to which we ended up going to this place called Fly Chicken. Some of the best fried chicken I have ever had in my life. By the way, I only paid for 2 meals while I was in Norway. This was one of them. Me being sleep deprived, I misread the sign for pricing and everything else, and I spent about 45 USD on chicken. I had like multiple meals. I just misread everything. This is like some of the meals. This is the one we had at Park Avenue. I forget the name of the hotel. This was the hotel we had for one night. It was very nice. Steeped in history. They had a lot of like displays talking about like how the hotel's past and like prestigious guests and stuff. This is the view from the back of the hotel, by the way. Gorgeous. Park Hotel, that's it. This is the one that was able to squeeze us in for a night. Fantastic staff. The ladies up the front desk were lovely. Also, I do want to say the park was beautiful. One of the things that I really want to address is this. You can't have this in the United States. It would have been destroyed, graffitied. People would be shooting up and doing drugs on it. Ryman and me messed with this and it all worked perfectly fine. It was clean. So we ended up walking through the town. This town is smaller, like 60,000 or so. As Ryman put it, they roll up the roads at like 8 p.m., which won me over. I love that. It was beautiful. I love the laid back, just relaxed atmosphere. This is us walking to Retro Messa. So Ryman, found this very interesting art, by the way, decided to take us on an interesting path where we were going up and down hills, going through neighborhoods, and I'm dying. With my foot, I was dying. Also, for those Americans, by the way, nothing like ours. Nope. We walked, I think 5 or 6 miles going his path. And then the walk back, we took the direct route, which I think was like 3 miles, give or take. And we did this to and fro to Retro Messa the whole time. Also, I made a mistake of wearing jeans because our 70 degrees is different than Norway's, apparently. I don't know why. I kept sweating buckets. It is 80 something degrees outside and I felt fine earlier. I went out in like a regular t-shirt and jeans to go do some errands before stream. I felt fine. Not sweating one little bit. I got a lot of walking in. After everything was said and done, we walked the equivalent of like 30 miles, give or take, the whole trip. My leg that I've had surgery on for my heel was hurting by the time I left. But I actually enjoyed it. And it's getting me ready for Tokyo. This was at the train station where we're about to cross back into Sandefjord. Boyo, public transportation, people, like I said, it's rare and it makes me sad. We don't have public transportation. I would love to live where I could just walk wherever I wanted to go. It'd be nice. We're back in town. We went to the hotel, rested up, and we started walking back out again just to like see what's around. Found this nice little mural that's just randomly in the town. Then we ended up at a whaling museum, which was actually very interesting, very well done. I loved everything that was in it. When we weren't going to the convention, we explored. At least I tried to. At one point, me and Ryman like went separate ways. He went to go climb a mountain to look at stuff, and I went and explored the town. I'm like, there is more to this town than I would have been able to look at, and I want to go find it. To which I even found out there was a mall. I didn't know that until I walked up to it. I thought those were apartment complexes. Nope, it was just the top floor. Rest of it was an actual mall. This is like all taxidermy and very interesting stuff. Just out of left field, very good like old taxidermy of like different animals and stuff. I'm assuming that they came across on the expeditions and stuff. There's puffins, penguins, hawks, different sea creatures, different mammals, everything you can think of. This is underneath in the basement. That's a whole whale skeleton like right there. And that was just the head of a sperm whale, I think. If someone drew this little squid guy, I thought that was adorable. Okay. So let me talk about this. This was wild. We get to the second floor, back half of the museum, and there's just a whole thing on how democracy is falling, and the U.S. is the front line of that, making it fall because of the Orange Man. We ended up leaving there and going to the port. Fucking beautiful scene at the port. Very relaxing to just go and like look at the ports, look at the people taking their boats, going back and forth. I like the mountainside like houses and stuff. Got tired, went back to the hotel to rest. To which we ended up going to Retro Messa's rock concert. This is all still the same day. We did a lot that one day. They had a couple different people show up for this event, which was very cool. They had different composers from different video games and stuff like that come out. It was fantastic. This guy did Jet Set Radio. This concert was really good. I had a fantastic time. Then we had other people out here doing stuff. I can't remember his name. I feel bad. So these are the guys. They've done a bunch of different things. Guy on the left here, he did a bunch of like newer games. Kind of like, I don't know, Helldivers 2, he made the national anthem for Earth. Cyberpunk, guy on the right here, did stuff for Banjo-Kazooie, GoldenEye. The music was really well done. Then the other band came on. They did a lot of Donkey Kong music, which I really liked. They did from Star Fox Adventures. And I sent this to a friend of mine who likes Crystal, that the moment she comes on screen, they do slow jazz. And I found that hilarious. This video is sponsored by the like and subscribe button. Helps me out. It's completely free, and it shows how you support the channel. Appreciate you. This is Retro Messa. This was day one, so we got there at like 9:30. So this wasn't as packed as it got. It got really packed really fast once the general public was able to get in. Lots of cool things. So this was the Neo Tokyo people I was talking about. The other anime business that I randomly found while I was there. Amazing. We talked business and did a bunch of other stuff like that. Also found these random secret layers here for like 300 bucks, and I almost bought it for Boxer. He almost wanted them, but he didn't. He said no. But yeah, the different displays and stuff they had there. Very cool, going through, showing the World of Warcraft stuff.
Good stuff.
Got the Final Fantasy stuff on display. They did very well with Retro Messa. I had a very fun time. I did a hunting video while I was there where I showed off all the games and stuff, and I did the general vlog. Classic con parking. But it's better than California when they were charging $95. Forgot about that. Fern is Lunchbox. We do stuff together. He sent me a video of when he went to a con. The hotel was charging $95 USD for a single day park. What kind of... Found a fat ass pigeon. Also randomly went to a random bookstore in town, and they just had English manga, which I, you know, cool. Yeah, everyone's just chill. Circle K. It's just beautiful, man. Like, I hate this town is just beautiful. I don't know what else to say, man. Like, it won me over. There was this church that was by the hotel, which I went out early and took pictures while there wasn't too many people around. Architecture was fantastic on this place. This is like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Everyone's sleeping on a Sunday, like you should. Unlike here in America, you gotta be up and grind. This is the card shop that I went to and I ended up getting some cool things. This is Game & Trade. I was able to get some footage. Me and him talked about some stuff. You know, it's a cool little spot. Jealous of the rent, by the way. Wish I could get that for our business, for Box-chan. That'd be very nice. So check them out on Instagram, by the way. Only card shop in the town. First one in like 20 years. We ended up leaving, getting on the train. We ended up in Oslo. We ended up actually staying in Oslo for like 4 hours, 5 hours. This is Oslo's central station. It was a little hectic, but nothing too crazy, you know? Cool, interesting, lots of interesting art. Jan Eric was able to help us find a place to put our luggage, so we didn't have to wheel around my suitcase. Ryman didn't really have to carry his bag, even though he did, but he left some stuff at the hotel, so it wasn't as heavy. But yeah, so we ended up walking around Oslo. This day here was Ryman's birthday, so I want to at least take him to the big capital. Well, everyone, welcome to Oslo. Even as busy as this was, there wasn't too loud people. Everyone's just doing their own thing, just walking over here, keeping to themselves, talking to their friends. No screaming, no fighting. Architecture is beautiful, by the way. Public transportation, wild concept. Still not used to it. We were on the way to the History Museum, but we stopped at Outlander, which was a game store, an anime store, like a nerd store that I really wanted to go to. Outland. I don't know why I keep saying Outlander. But Nerd Forge
Video games, manga,
did this
anything nerds.
thing right here in the beginning. That's how I knew about the store. Look at that hand-done, handmade thing. Beautiful. Lego. All the Legos. If I had more luggage, I'd have been bringing stuff back. There was a Persona figure that I really wanted, like right here. There's this Kasumi that I really wanted, like, but that was... Let me do that conversion rate. If I misread the conversion rate on these, I'm actually gonna be kind of sad. No, okay, yeah, I was right. Anyway, that's $328 right there. Just all this different stuff, man. It's so cool, but expensive. But cool! Ended up buying some peach tea, which was actually pretty good. Went to the History Museum. Very cool. Went through the Viking section. This was definitely something that was interesting. Hitler wanted this sword, and they were able to keep this away from him pretty much. This along with like a bunch of gold and stuff. There's a whole, yeah, exactly, the treasury. So much cool information. We had to like power through this. When we come back, we've already said we're probably gonna make a day of Oslo. More pictures of the trolls and the gnomes and stuff. We took a slight detour. We were walking back down the main strip, and I saw the corner of my eye Neo Tokyo, and I'm like, hold on, that's these people. I know that name. So we ended up going, and this is their store. I sent Box this as an idea for what we could have in the store and like how we could set it up. Booba mouse pads, the best one right there. Whole crap ton of keychains. And I didn't notice there was a Shy Lily one here, Panty and Stocking, the chibi form, their adult form, and then some other ones. Wild! This is just facing outwards, by the way. I could not stop laughing when I saw this. Like, after I filmed this, I couldn't stop laughing. And that's pretty much the trip, guys. I mean, juxtaposition between America and here. Insane. Like I was telling owners of Blue Ox yesterday when I stopped by to pick up some manga and stuff, the moment we got off the flight, we went through customs, we did all this stuff. We walked out the door into Raleigh Airport, and there was some crazy bitch, that's the best way I could put it, cursing out TSA because she couldn't bring her 15 plus bags with her for free, and cursing, yelling, screaming. Wild. Frame one, baby. As soon as we got back to the States, I was like, I guess we're home. That's pretty much what it is. I just said, me. We're back. But yes, I had a fantastic time in Norway and I plan to go back. Whether it be next year or sometime in the future, I do plan on going back. Probably won't be next year unless I get a free ticket out there. Because from what it sounds like, next year is going to be Vegas and Iceland, or Vegas and I might go to the UK. It's one of the two, because I got a couple of y'all in chat and viewers that want me to come to the UK, and I think it would be fun to go to the UK. This year, in a month and a half, I go to Tokyo, meet up with Norm, I'm meeting up with Reasonable, meeting up with 12. It's going to be a blast. I'm going to take lots and lots and lots of footage. So, where is this outro thing? There it is. All right. So anyway, make sure you take yourself, stay hydrated. Oh, hold on. We can't raid just yet. I forgot something. I'm sorry. Forgot one thing. I promised Ink, and I didn't do any of it. All right, now, let's get out of here.